Hello, hello, coaches. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. And just a little bit of information because of the timing, I'm not going to answer questions live, but you can post them below, and I will be sure to answer all of them within the next 24 hours. So I hope that you ask questions. I hope that this intrigues you enough to ask me questions about what else you need to know to get your coaching business started and to start working your coaching business strategically, which is the name of tonight's, the topic of tonight's webinar. So I'm really, really excited to be here with you. And I hope that I thank you for taking the time to be here. And I hope that you find value in this webinar that helps you to work your coaching business strategically. And just so you know, this whole series of 4 webinars that I'm doing this month, they are going to be some repetition in there. And I do that because that's the way I learn, for one, but I also think it's really, really important to hear that same thing over and over again to solidify that this is the way to do business and to get you to understand to move away from the shiny objects, and that if you actually put these things in place, it is going to help. So some of this you heard last week if you were on the webinar last week, and some of you may not have heard this before. So it is definitely worth repeating, but I hope that I bring a lot of value to you tonight in this webinar. So let's start. And the first thing is, again, the fundamentals. And what you will learn from this webinar, we're going to be talking about 5 different phases of working your coaching business strategically. First, it's going to be the idea, that creative part of you, the ideas that you are wanting to bring to life, your burning passions that you want to share with the world, right? And you want to be of service based. We all have these ideas, and you probably, were drawn to the coaching program that you are in, whether it be IIN or something different, because there's that pull for learning to be healthier, for learning to figure out what was going on in your life, because nothing else was helping you to satisfy that. But along that journey, the information that you got, you developed all these amazing ideas that you thought, oh my God, like I so need to help people with this. And you begin this passion that you have. I'm telling you, it's been a long hidden thing. It didn't just come from IIN. This has been here for quite some time. And I truly believe it's God's path for us, and that it's just the right timing that, he brings you to a point where you're learning how to get healthy because he needs the world to get healthy, right? And so it's all about those creative ideas. And the thing is, most of us don't know how to bring those ideas to life. Okay. And we need help with that. And I'm sure part of these ideas come from your entire life. And if you think back about that, we might be talking about that next week's session, about how you bring your whole life into your coaching business today. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure you are here for next week's webinar that is going to be how to put your coaching business or coaching program together, right? And that does carry with it a lot of weight from your past experience, from your life experience. Okay, you have a PhD in life experience, so don't forget that. So the next thing in these next couple of ones we talked about last week, but I want to reiterate these to you because it's so very important. We're going to talk about the systems, which are a set of connected things or devices that operate together, right? And it is so important that they do work together, because most of what everybody has going on, coaches that I've talked to, that I've seen, or just business people that are starting something, they just, myself included, right? When I started this, I did not have these things in place. So I was feeling overwhelmed, and I was going here. There was a piece here, and there was a piece here, and there was a piece here, and a piece here. And it was just like, oh my God, I'm so like overwhelmed with all the different places that I have things. And so we need to set some very strong, fundamental, foundational systems in place that actually help your business work strategically. And so if you think of the systems of the body, if your gut is not working well, if your liver is not working well, if your immune system is not working well, your body is not going to do what you want it to do. It's not connected. There's some pieces of it that are broken, that are not being attended to, right? There's maybe you don't know that it needs attention. And so you're not really giving it the attention it needs to heal it. And it's the same thing with our business. If you've got a CRM over here and a booking system over here and a partial website over here, or maybe a blog over here, and you're trying to manage them all that does is create chaos in your brain and overwhelm. Chaos creates overwhelm, and overwhelm creates procrastination. And we talked about procrastination last week. So if you missed that webinar, please go back and watch it. It's really got some great information in it as well. So you really do need to have the systems, which are your foundational pieces of your business, in place. And you'll find that your systems and strategies will, over time, be iterated in some little aspects, and you'll tweak them. But for the most part, they are going to stay pretty much the same, right? Unless you need to like upgrade a whole system, right? And unless your business is really, really big, you probably won't have to do that. So I want you to think about, when you're getting ready to put systems in place, that you choose the right one. I can tell you that I've had about 5 CRM systems, and every time I put them into place, which took me a lot of time, a lot of energy, money, month after month, because they charge you month after month, it really becomes chaotic. It just becomes like you don't know. And I never really stuck with one system long enough to give it my all. And that's something I talked about in last week's webinar. Pick your system, stay with it, and commit to actually learning how it works. And that's something you need to do in your business so that you are aware of what is going on in your business, okay? The second thing is the strategies. And this is a long-range plan for achieving something or reaching a goal, your company goal, your personal goals for your company, for your business, for your coaching, right? And in the skill of making such those plans. So like mapping out that strategy, long-term strategy, like a 5-year plan, and then come back to, 3 years, and then come back to 1, and reverse engineer that, and come back to 6 months and monthly what you have to do. So you want to map out that strategy and have a plan. Sometimes we call it a war map, so that you know exactly how to not only get your business up and running, but what you want it to look like in 3 and 5 years from now, so that you know, okay, this is going really well. I need to now upgrade. I need to now do some other things to actually grow my business. And so what might those be? And that's when you start learning how to scale or grow your business, right? You're maybe add a few different programs, or maybe you do some, corporate workshops, or maybe you do a speaking engagement, or maybe you have a detox or mini programs that you're going to do. So there's a lot of different ways that you can, help your business to grow. And, those are things that we can talk about later, but you need to have that goal and that strategy. So it's pretty much also like a standard operating procedures, right? SOPs. And then you definitely want to have your program, right? So which is a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim. And this is something we talked about last week too, but really want to iterate to you that You, instead of buying a lot of shiny objects that only have courses, mini courses that you have to learn, and then you have to try to put them together and come up with a business model that you're going to use, is not going to be sufficient. And all it's going to do is create chaos and overwhelm and procrastination in your business. You need to have a clear cut program, a program with a full roadmap that takes you from A to B to get your system, you go to idea, to systems, to strategies, to program, to launch, right? You need to have all that. You're going from idea to launch. And that program should be the thing that you invest in. Because if you invest in just a few different things here and there, it's not going to get you from idea to launch. It's going to get you a junk drawer full of education. And it's not going to be, it's going to be a lot of pieces of things that you can't put together. So really think about that when you're wanting to work your business strategically. Don't buy a lot of shiny objects. It's going to cost you time, energy, and money. And then you're going to feel overwhelmed because you haven't gotten anywhere with it. You're still stuck at the idea stage because you can't put it all together, right? And then, you know, it's like a bachelor's degree. And I mentioned this last time. You can go to any university website and look up courses for nursing. And you can go ahead and take all those courses, right? Oh, this one here, and oh, I like this one, and I like that one. So I'm going to learn all about anatomy and physiology and you know, blood work and lab work and this and that. But is it going to get you a degree, a bachelor's degree in nursing? Absolutely not. It's just a whole bunch of courses that you have taken and you have nothing to show for it. Because in the end, you've gotten nothing, just a bunch of education, right? But if you go to their nursing program and you look up their bachelor's degree nursing program, you are going to get a very strategic set of classes that go in order so that you learn one on top of the other on top of the other, and they all help each other out. And there are prerequisites that you can't take one course unless you have a couple other courses, because they want you to learn the foundation of that program. Right? So it better helps you going forward, and you have a solid foundation. The fundamentals are solid right there. Okay. Yes, you're going to always have to learn on the job, but the fundamental foundation is there. And you, once you go through that all of those courses, like, you know, 50, 60 courses, then at the end, what you're going to get is you're going to take an exam and you're going to pass it, and you're going to now have a bachelor's degree in nursing. And that's the only way you can get that, is by going through the program. It's a step-by-step roadmap for you to go from, ooh, idea of I want to be a nurse to actually getting a degree in nursing. Okay, that's the difference between courses and a program. You get the whole kit and caboodle. You get mentoring, you get teachers there to help you, you get coaches there to help you through the program, and that's what you need. And because when you can do this, then you can better guide your potential clients to doing the same thing with you. Okay, you can use this same strategy that I just talked about with your clients. Yes, they can do it all on their own and take this little course and that little course and go get this program and do this eating and, you know, the keto and the paleo or all of that stuff. But is it going to get them to where they want to be, their desired result? No, probably not. For most. For some, yes. For me, absolutely, right? Because I'm determined. For you, probably yes, but for the majority of the people, probably not. So for you to be able to get a program where you can go from A to Z or A to B, and you have a roadmap with step-by-step instructions, and you have a community and you have support, that's what you want to be able to give to your client. And you can say that, you know, it's going to be the right way course to go because you've done it yourself. And now you want to bring this forward to them. Okay, it all falls into place. And then, you know, that was long-winded, I know, but the program is really, really important because you have to have A to Z for them. You have to have a path for them. All right. And then you have the launch, which is putting yourself out there to the world fearlessly, confidently, and consistently. And I guarantee you, right? If you go through this, working your coaching business strategically, the 5 phases, and you have a roadmap that takes you from idea to launch all in one, and you've created your systems and your strategies and your program, and you get out there to go and give the world, you are going to be confident. You are going to know your shit. All right. You're going to know what you do, who you serve, how you serve them. You're going to feel confident about it because it's going to come from your gut and your heart. And it's going to be part of what you really want to share, not what anybody else thinks you should share or anybody else wants you to share. It's going to be what you want to share. And so you will be able to do this fearlessly, confidently. And the biggest thing is doing it consistently. And a roadmap should kind of tell you how to do that, right? And so I think that this is the systems, the 5 phases that I've been through and that my coach helped me, because I struggled for years because I didn't have the whole program and the whole roadmap and the support system. I got that in early 2020. And that was after I prayed a lot. And this is when I started building this all out for you coaches. And I was grateful to have the support that I did and the roadmap that I did, because now I can create that same thing for you guys. And I hope that by you being here with me, I can help you create that for your clients and have you create a successful coaching business. So, okay. I'm Lisa Seattle, and this is Lisa Seattle Coaching. I'm a lifestyle coach turned business coach 2 years ago, and I help holistic coaches create and launch their business with confidence, right? That's the big thing. That's one of the big things that you guys mentioned that were holding you back is confidence. I've been in the occupational therapy field for 18 years. I ran my own home daycare business for 12 years. I'm a workshop facilitator for evidence-based classes, adult education classes, community wellness events, drug and alcohol, rehab centers. I've been a speaker for community events and a volunteer for the hospice groups, family crisis centers, fundraising events, and more. And I can go on. And my mission is to empower as many people as I can to take back their health and help the coaches do the same and make the impact on the world. Because the only way for me to reach as many people as I want to is by helping coaches get their coaches' business up and running so that you guys can coach a lot of people, right? And together we can make an impact in this world and help people take back their health and their wellness, and just be able to help their families and have it be a ripple effect. And so I love that concept, and it's been something I've wanted to do for so many years, and now I'm doing it, and I am really excited to share. And what I can tell you is that when you're working with me in my programs, I don't hold back. I give you everything I know without holding back. So just to keep that in mind. So now we come to the idea, get a little deeper dive in that. So what is your deepest idea that you want to bring to life? Do you have a desire to coach one-on-one or completely online? Maybe you want to create a group coaching program or a membership even, right? Those are great. Maybe you want to facilitate workshops for corporate or become a speaker. And I can tell you I've done all of those things, and I love every one of them. There's not one that I don't like to do. And so, I can just give you the knowledge I have from all of that. And I do. I give my coaches that are in the program with me already. And, there's so many, I'm that person that thinks outside the box. And I'm a person who thinks, if they say no, okay, I'll just go on to the next idea or the next group or the next person and, offer it to them. And so it really makes a big difference. I'm a very confident person, so I bring that, I believe, to the coaches in the program and inspire you as much as I can to get these things out into the world for you. Get these ideas that you have on paper so that you can review it. I always believe that if you put it on paper, you can let it rest for a day, come back to it, you see it, there's some more clarity there, you add things, you take things away, everything becomes more clear because you get it out of here and now you can see it here in front of you, and it makes more sense because you don't have, your nervous system is more calm, right? You're not like thinking in 20 different directions. You can actually calm your nervous system and think clearly about what you have in front of you. And does it all make sense together? And if it not, then it starts to, start to divide it up into sections, right? So you want to get it on paper. And I do believe I'm going to talk more about that next week on how you do that. And you want to also know, if you have it on paper, you can review it and see, is it going to fit into your lifestyle, or is your lifestyle going to completely have to change, right? Do you have time to do all what you have in here? Once you put it on paper, you might say, oh my God, I just don't have time for this. And you might have to say, okay, now I have to focus on one thing at a time, and you can better decide what that is going to be. Because if you have all of those ideas and you can't manage them all, say you have 3 ideas and you are working on all 3 of those ideas, you're giving them 25% of your time each. Not, nobody's getting 100% of your time, no idea, right? If you have 2, it's broken up into 50-50. If you have 1 idea that you can concentrate on, guess what? It's getting 100% of your time. It's going to get accomplished a lot faster than if you have 3 ideas that you're working on. And then will it be overall successful? That's the other thing you want to look at. And this is going to help you just get all the chaos out of your head and on paper so you can strategically see if it will work. And then your next thing to do is, if you have 1 idea, you're going to do market research on that 1 idea. And this is truly a must to do so that you can see if what you are creating is actually viable and that it's what people actually want. And it'll help you also to define your niche. Okay. And so get it out on paper, guys, get your ideas out, see what really, really works for you. See what really is the top thing that you're passionate about that you can work on. And if you can nail it down to 1 thing at a time, you're going to get it more accomplished a lot faster. And then we'll talk about the systems a little bit more in depth. And that, again, we talked about this last week, but the systems are your website builder, your CRM and tracking. And I can tell you that most people, they start to build relationships. They start to increase their warm market, and then they get lost because they stick everything on a little sticky note and it gets lost, or a piece of paper. You need an email system where you can track who you are talking to, and then you need to create emails and automate them so that once that's done, then you will, be able to sit back and everybody that you connect to or that connects to your website or your programs or your marketing is going to get in there, and they're going to get the automation of the email. You're going to have a booking system, which is going to make life easier. You will not forget appointments. You don't need a funnel system, but it's great once you start getting your business going so that you can actually track what marketing materials are doing for you. Excuse me. And then social media scheduling system, because otherwise you'll just be all over the place and you won't be consistent. Okay. And then why you need these things, because it's professional. It streamlines your business. It creates more opportunities for a return on your investment. It's better control over your workday. It will diminish all of the overwhelm and the chaos, and you'll feel joy in your business. You'll feel like, okay, I can come into my office. I can sit down. I know what I'm doing. All the foundational stuff is done. I don't have to worry about that. It's all in place, right? And then it offers more clarity and creativity for you to grow. And it creates one place for you to house everything in one payment system. You don't have to add in all the other stuff. And then how they work for you is they help organize your coaching program to help you become more efficient so that you can actually coach. Okay. And not worry about all these other things. It allows you to take on more clients and have joy in your business. And then it also helps you to attract the right client through your marketing strategies. So that's really, really important because you don't want clients that are not for you, right? It's okay to repel clients and not take them on. So the next thing is strategies. And again, we did talk about this. We'll go through it a little bit more. The strategies are learning how, the actual necessary tech that you need to learn, right? Social media platforms, your social media scheduling. How are your coaching processes going to be for your client, right? What is the delivery method that you're going to do? Is it online? Is it live? Is it through email, right? Is it through, a Facebook group? What is your delivery method? And then your marketing and content creation. And you want to get ahead of that so that you're not bogged down. And once it's done, it's done. You can always repurpose your information. Why you need these things in place? Because, it helps each facet of your business and how it works. You don't want to give complete control to somebody else. I've done that with my website. It did not work out. And I did that with some content creation. I did not like what was being, created, and there was discontent with, my ideas and their ideas. So you want to have, and you want to know each part of your business and how it works. So if you have to do it, you can do it. And then you want to be in charge of your marketing. You want to show clients measurable results. You want to be able to do that. So you have to be part of that strategy making so that you can create those goals, right, for yourself and your clients, because you always want to give your clients examples of what you do. And if you don't do them, then you can't really give it authentically. Okay. But if you're actually doing it, then you have no problem saying, this is what I do. And this is what I'm teaching you. And this is effective. So I'm teaching it. And I taught it 10 times to 10 different people, and they're all seeing the results. That's why I keep doing this same strategy. Okay. And when you find something that isn't working, you iterate it until you get it down to where it needs to be. And then you'll be able to be consistent and effective. And then you offer your audience what they want. And then you have the ability to build off of it and work to grow your business. And that's going to be important. You don't want to leave that part out. Okay. And then how this works for you is that they are basically your standing operating procedures that you use in your business to help it run efficiently, effectively, and to meet your long-term goals. Okay. If you don't have these things in place, it's very hard to track your goals. And if you're meeting them or if things need iterating, is to make it better or to just get a better return on your investment. So you need to have these things in place so that you can track. And then it helps you define what it is working and what isn't working so that you can iterate it or create something that can help your business grow when the time is ready. And then it also creates organization so that you are better able to delegate the non-essentials. Like once you have this all set, social media scheduling can be done by a VA. Your content can be done by a content creator. But you have to learn the business aspect first so that you have a better way of trusting who you're hiring on and the questions to ask them. So then we come to the launch. Yes, love this, right? The launch is where you create organic marketing strategies, paid marketing strategies sometimes, through Facebook ads and things like that. I don't suggest that now. I suggest going organic first until you really get down your niche and all of that. And then it becomes a lot easier to do paid ads, networking. Love it. It's how I grew my business back then, and it's how I'm growing my business now by either live networking, online networking, building relationships, and it's all about that, guys. This is a huge part of your business. Once you get your systems, your ideas, your systems, your strategies, and your program done, then you're going to spend a couple of months all marketing. It's like if you were going out looking for a job, you would have to go to job interviews and look online and fill out applications and put yourself out there and go for interviews. Well, it's kind of the same thing, right? When I started, I went out networking. When I quit my job, I started networking, I would go out to 5 networks a week. And then on top of that, I would invite people to coffee dates and spend more time, going to coffee and learning about their business and, exchanging ideas and things like that. And that's how I grew my business. I built those relationships and I built trust. The whole know, like, and trust factor. That's how you do it. And networking is going to be your best friend. Building those relationships and following up. This is where a lot of people get nervous because they don't want to feel salesy. You're not. You're building relationships. Get the salesy part out of your head and start building those solid relationships with people where they are going to know that you're not selling them. You're building the relationships, and they're going to make those. If you do it the right way, they're going to refer people to you. And a lot of my business was referrals. And so I can give you all the strategies in the world, and I do that with those who are in my coaching program. Making offers and call to actions. You have to do that. And you have to create freebies to get people to get your freebie and give you their email so that you can nurture them. And if you have an email, you need to put it in a CRM, and then you need to automate an email series to go out to them. And that's why you need those fundamentals. Otherwise, you need those systems. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of emails that just sit there and do nothing, right? And that's not going to be good for your business. Why you need it? So you know how each facet of your business works. You're in charge of all of your marketing, shows client measurable results, again, offers your audience what they want, and the ability to be built off what works to grow. And then, again, you're standing operating. I messed that one up. I'm sorry about that. So your launch is how it works, or why you need it is because I'm sorry, I'm going to have to fix this one slide. Why you need it is because this is how you're going to grow your business. This is truly how you can grow your business with organic marketing strategies, which is just being consistent online, being consistent on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever you are, getting out, going to networking at things, because this is how you meet people and build relationships and expand your audience. All right. The people you meet at networking, you never know. I mean, I can't even tell you, I got corporate jobs from that. I've got community events from that. I've gotten the hospice thing from that. I've gotten so many things from going out networking that my business grew and my name grew. So when people would say, oh, something, I need this or I need that. And it grew for both my businesses, both my doTERRA business and my coaching business. And so people would always say, oh, I know Lisa Seattle, and, refer me out. And that was fine. But that's why you need it, because that's what's going to get you all kinds of events to do. And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that at all, because you can get help. Okay. And then how it works for you is that it's going to help you grow your business. It's going to help you expand your market. It's going to help you expand the people that you know in the geographical area, right? And so it's going to just help your business in so many different ways I can't even explain to you. And it just works by you being out and consistent with people, building relationships. And the more this business we're in is all about building relationships. So get out of the mindset of I'm going to be salesy and get into the mindset of building relationships and helping people out, serving them. And you will be so much better for it, and your business will grow so much for it. Serve the people. Don't be afraid to give away some information. You don't have to give it all. I hope that you feel that this is valuable enough, what I'm giving you, and that it is a lot of information I'm giving you. Most coaches will not give you this information unless you are in their program. Okay. I feel different, and whether you join my program or not, I feel different about how I do my business. Okay. I'm of a servant mindset. I always have been. I'm always a nurturer and a giver, and I learn, and I want to teach people what I learn. Do I want to make money? Absolutely. Do I want to grow my business? Absolutely. And you should too. But I'm still going to serve you, and I'm still going to give you information to help you get out there and get past that fear and gain the confidence to do it. Okay. So sorry about that one slide. I think I got distracted with something today, and I know I did, but it is what it is. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I always say take imperfect action. So that was a slide that wasn't perfectly done, and I'm okay with that. But you saw how I could just go on and keep talking because I knew what the things were. I didn't have to have it written down in there. I knew what I wanted to talk about, and you will too. And so now I hope it's okay that I show you how you can implement your systems, your strategies, your program, all of that thing together in your launch. And here it is again. You've seen this last week, and you'll see it for the next 2 weeks. It's the Equip Builder platform, and it's for coaches with confidence. And to help you get there, you have everything included: the website platform, the CRM system, the email templates and automations, your booking calendar, your quizzes, surveys, and forms. You can build out a course membership area. You have funnels when you're ready to use it. You have your payment processor and e-commerce, so you can sell other things on there, and you get everything you need. Full video library, bonus tech videos. You get free Canva templates that I give you, and they're all inclusive. I'm putting together some done for you programs, and you'll get discounts on that in my program, step-by-step instructions, and live weekly coaching. And then the Coach with Confidence programs that I run, I do 2 different ones. You can do it in the group coaching, where you get 2 live coaching programs every single week. That's eight coaching sessions every week for an hour. I do some coaching. You come on and you do your work, because you're going to get over 70 bite-sized tutorials and a workbook to actually go through the course, so you can work on some of this on your own. But then you can come to the coaching sessions, get coached every week, get inspired, get motivated, stay on track, put someone in the hot seat. We go over the things that you're having trouble with, and you're going to get moving in your business. You're going to have stuff to do, and you're going to know exactly what to do, because you'll have the roadmap and you'll have the support system. You can get a personal login. You got a bunch of bonus tech videos and a bunch of Canva that I'm going to be giving you for free, so that you can start your marketing as well. You're going to learn the tech stuff as you go. Why? Because I'm teaching it to you. I'm teaching you what I learned. I'm teaching you how to learn this platform, so you're not going to get stuck. I promise you that you're not going to get stuck. If you want the group coaching, it's $97 a month. That's 8 calls. If you want the platform, that's an additional $79. That is month to month. Your website platform you're going to have ongoing. The coaching program, when you feel like you don't need it anymore, you opt out, and then you're just paying $79 a month for your platform. You'll get a lot of value out of that, and your program and your business will start to grow. And then if you want the mastery, it's a 12-week one-on-one coaching. You get one-on-one, very interactive coaching sessions with me every week for 12 weeks. You're still going to get everything in the Coach with Confidence group coaching, so you can have those extra calls every week. You're going to have the whole the 70 bite-sized video tutorials and the workbook that you're going to have, but you're going to get more attention from me. You're going to get the one-on-one sessions. I'm going to have a checklist for you to make sure you're doing all the things every week that will help you get done and build out your website. And because the website is something that is included in that. So you have to be wanting to do that and you launch your business. And that's $1,500 in October. It's usually $2,000. I don't think it'll stay at $1,500 after October. So you'll have the month of October to probably get in on that. I'm not guaranteeing anything at this point, but it will be $1,500 for 12 weeks. And then the website platform again is $79 extra. And that is for the entire platform with everything. You don't need anything else, no other plugins, no other pricing for anything. And it is totally worth your money. And so if you have any questions, I post them below. I'll answer them within the next 24 hours. You can reach out to me at, Lisa Seattle, Lisa at lisaseattle.com. You can check out the website and you'll find the programs there. And I know you're already in this Coach with Confidence group, but if you know somebody else that wants to come in, invite them in with a link. And you can also check out my YouTube, because this video will be posted there along with a bunch of other ones. So I hope I kept this short. It's right where I wanted to be, no more than 40 minutes. I was trying to make it 30, but okay. And I hope this was valuable to you. If it was, please comment below. Please share your thoughts. Let me know what I need to do to help you get your business going. And if you'd like to get on a clarity call with me, please just comment below, clarity call, and I will put the link there for you and we will get on the clarity call. I am a very astute person as far as bringing out some of the things that, with certain questions I asked you, have you, answering them and bringing out some ideas for you to get clear on your niche. So please set that up as well. And I thank you for being here tonight and giving me your valuable time. But I also thank you for being in this group and just learning. And I hope you have in the back of your head that you're going to get going this year to get your business going. All right. So thanks for now, and I'll see you next week. And next week is going to be on the 11th, Tuesday at 11 at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, Tuesday the 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, how to put your coaching program together. Okay, bye for now.